Imagine walking through a garden where the elegance of a high-end estate meets the soul of the forest. Picture a path of shimmering glass and ancient wood, leading you through a symmetrical dream that feels both intentional and wild. You don't need a designer or a fortune, just a new perspective on the things most people throw away. Today, we aren't just gardening. We are crafting a sanctuary that mirrors the future of design, built entirely with your own hands. Welcome back to Home and Garden Borneo, where we turn the discarded into the divine. If you believe that a beautiful garden shouldn't cost the earth, you've found your tribe. We curate these high-end ideas every single week, so hit that subscribe button and join our growing global community of creators. By the way, I'd love to know where in the world are you watching from today? Drop your country in the comments. It's amazing to see how far our garden family reaches. One, the ghost glass border. Imagine a border that doesn't just divide the earth, but captures the very essence of the sky. Picture a collection of forgotten vessels, bottles of deep cobalt and soft emerald, returned to the soil, not as waste, but as jewels of the garden. As the morning sun crests the horizon, these glass silhouettes begin to glow, transforming a simple garden edge into a shimmering prism of light. It is a dance between the fragile and the firm, where the transparency of the glass meets the solid embrace of the dark, damp earth. There is a profound peace in this arrangement, a quiet reminder that even the most common objects can find a second life in the sanctuary of nature. Like memories tucked away in a quiet corner of the mind, these ghost borders stand as a testament to our desire for beauty and our respect for the cycle of things. They offer a sense of order that feels effortless, guiding the eye along paths of light and shadow, connecting our modern lives to the timeless rhythm of the seasons. As the light shifts and the colors deepen with the passing hours, you realize that elegance is often found in what we choose to save. This luminous boundary now rests quietly, holding space for a different kind of strength to emerge from the woods. Two, the Driftwood Symmetree. Imagine standing before a threshold where the ocean's journey meets the stillness of the earth. Picture two ancient spirits of wood, smoothed by salt and time, rising from the garden floor in a perfect, silent mirror of one another. These are not mere branches. They are the symmetry, a gateway crafted from the skeletal beauty of driftwood that has traveled miles to find rest in your sanctuary. Each curve and silvered knot tells a story of resilience, and by placing them in intentional balance, we honor the quiet geometry that exists within nature itself. There is a sacred weight to this symmetry, a reflection of the duality we find in our own lives, the balance between our wild hearts and our need for home. As you pass between these weathered pillars, you feel a shift, a transition from the noise of the world into a space where time slows down. The wood feels cool and bone-dry to the touch, a stark but beautiful contrast to the soft, breathing vines that begin to claim it as their own. It is a marriage of the old and the new, a philosophical nod to the timeless bond between the elements. This gateway doesn't just mark a path, it invites you to enter a deeper state of reflection, where the fluid lines of the past become the sturdy structure of your future. Now, as the archway stands firm, we follow the whisper of water leading us toward the next discovery. Three, the floating stone Zen-Channel. Imagine the sound of a secret being whispered across the stones. Picture a narrow, silver vein of life, a Zen-Channel, cutting a path of perfect clarity through the wild heart of your garden. This is where the rigid precision of human thought meets the fluid grace of the elements. Using simple, honest materials like weathered metal and stones gathered from the river's edge, we create a sanctuary for movement. The water doesn't just flow, it breathes, carrying the sky on its surface and washing away the dust of the day. There is a profound emotional resonance in the sight of water following a guided path. It reminds us of our own journeys, how we seek structure while longing for freedom. As you watch the current navigate the smooth, sun-warmed rocks, you feel a sense of alignment, as if the garden itself is exhaling. The air here is cooler, filled with the soft scent of wet earth and moss, creating a micro-sanctuary that invites you to linger. This channel is a bridge between the bustle of the world and the stillness of your soul, a living poem written in ripples and light. As the last drop settles into a quiet pool, we look toward the gates that guard the secrets of the garden. Four, mirror image fairy gates. Imagine a threshold where every branch is an echo, and every vine tells a twin story. Picture two small, humble gates, the mirror image fairy gates, crafted from the skeleton of the forest, standing in silent harmony across a winding path. These are not built to keep the world out, but to invite wonder in. By using the natural curves of dried branches and weaving them into symmetrical forms, we create a visual rhyme that catches the breath and slows the step. It is as if the garden itself has paused to reflect upon its own beauty, offering a doorway into a realm where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. There is an enchanting peace in this repetition, a philosophical reminder of the balance we seek between our inner and outer worlds. These gates serve as a gentle guardian of transitions, marking the moment we leave our worries behind and enter a sanctuary of our own making. The texture of the weathered bark and the scent of sun-dried wood ground us in the present, while the whimsical design lets our imaginations take flight. As the soft light of the afternoon filters through the gaps in the twigs, it creates a pattern of shadows that dance like memories on the path below. It is a quiet celebration of the small, magical details that bridge our modern lives with the ancient soul of the earth. Now, as we pass through this balanced portal, the ground beneath our feet begins to change. leading us to a carpet of living art. Five, the geometric moss carpet. Imagine a carpet that doesn't just rest upon the earth, but breathes with it. Picture a living mosaic, the geometric moss carpet, where the velvet softness of the deep woods is gathered into the quiet order of a grid. Here, the wild, emerald spirit of the forest moss is cradled by the weathered hands of reclaimed wood, creating a landscape that feels like a forgotten map to a peaceful kingdom. It is a place where the eye finds rest and the soul finds a soft place to land, a marriage of human intention and nature's patient growth. There is a profound humility in this design, a reflection of how beauty can be found in the smallest, most overlooked corners of our world. As you look upon these plush, green squares, you are reminded that even in our modern, fast-paced lives, there is a need for the slow and the steady. The moss feels cool and damp, a tiny forest beneath your gaze that filters the air and softens the silence. It connects us to the ancient memory of the earth, to the damp stones of our ancestors and the quiet persistence of life in the shadows. This geometric sanctuary is more than a garden feature. It is a lesson in stillness, proving that when we provide a structure, nature will fill it with grace. As the green depths of the moss hold our gaze, we begin to look upward, where the garden begins to climb toward the light. Six, upcycled pillar topiary. Imagine a garden that breathes in 3 dimensions, reaching upward to touch the passing breeze. Picture a simple, forgotten frame of wire, once destined for a scrap heap, now reborn as a pillar topiary, a living column of green that stands like a silent sentinel in your sanctuary. This is the art of giving structure to the wild, where we provide the bones and nature provides the flesh. By guiding humble vines and ivy along these upcycled pillars, we create a sense of grandeur that doesn't rely on expensive stone, but on the patient, ascending energy of life itself. There is an uplifting peace in these vertical forms, a reminder of our own constant striving toward the light. These pillars don't just occupy space, they define it, adding a rhythm of height and elegance to the smallest backyard corner. The scent of the crushed leaves and the cool, damp earth held within the wire core ground us in the present, while the sight of the emerald foliage climbing ever higher inspires a sense of quiet ambition. It is a marriage of human ingenuity and natural persistence, a philosophical nod to the strength found in support and growth. As the sun moves across the sky, casting long, dramatic shadows from these living towers, the garden feels more like a cathedral of the everyday. Now, as our gaze returns to the earth, we find a ribbon of color waiting to guide us further. Seven, the Riverstone ribbon. Imagine a river that has forgotten its water but kept its soul. Picture a riverstone ribbon, a fluid, meandering path of smooth, sun-warmed rocks that winds through the structured heart of your garden. Where the walls are straight and the beds are rigid, this ribbon brings the gentle language of the curve, a reminder that the most beautiful journeys are rarely a straight line. Gathered from the earth's quiet places, these stones carry the memory of ancient currents, resting now in a dance of light and shadow beneath your feet. There is a deep, rhythmic peace in this flow, a reflection of the balance between our need for order and our longing for the wild. As you trace the path with your eyes, you feel the garden soften, the hard edges of modern life blurring into the organic grace of the natural world. Each stone, unique in its shape and shade, is a silent witness to the passage of time, grounding us in the eternal present. The scent of dry minerals and the cool touch of the earth remind us of our timeless bond with the landscape, a connection that goes beyond the aesthetic into the spiritual. This ribbon is a bridge between the structured and the free, a living invitation to let go of the rigid and follow the flow of the heart. As the stones lead us toward the horizon, we find a new kind of height waiting to be explored. Eight, vertical fruit sculpture, the DIY espalier. Imagine a tree that has learned the art of discipline, bowing its wild nature to follow the elegant lines of a secret architecture. Picture a vertical fruit sculpture, an espalier where the ancient urge to reach for the sun is guided into a living, breathing tapestry against a weathered wall. This is not just a tree. It is a conversation between human patience and the silent intelligence of the wood. By training these branches to grow in horizontal planes, we transform a simple source of food into a masterpiece of geometric grace, proving that even the smallest space can hold the grandeur of an orchard. There is a quiet, rhythmic peace in this growth, a reflection of how we shape our own lives within the structures we choose. As you watch the blossoms emerge from these disciplined limbs, you feel the harmony between effort and surrender. The scent of sweet nectar and the rough, honest texture of the bark connect us to the timeless cycle of the seasons, grounding us in the reality of the harvest while elevating our spirits with its form. This sculpture is a bridge between the ornamental and the essential, a living proof that utility can be breathtakingly beautiful. It is a philosophical nod to the bond between our hands and the earth, a story written in leaves and fruit that matures with every passing year. Now, as the branches hold their form, we look toward the ground where a different kind of pattern is waiting to emerge. Nine, broken tile mosaic path. Imagine a world where everything broken is given the chance to become a masterpiece. Picture a broken tile mosaic path, a tapestry of shattered ceramics and forgotten pottery, woven back into the earth to follow the ancient, mathematical rhythm of the spiral. Here, the sharp edges of the past are smoothed by a new purpose, creating a vibrant ribbon of color that guides the wanderer through the wild green of the sanctuary. It is a story of redemption told in shards of azure, terracotta, and bone white, proving that there is a deep, hidden order even in the fragments of our lives. There is a profound, meditative peace in this arrangement, a reflection of how we gather the scattered pieces of our own memories to build a path forward. As you step upon these colorful constellations, you feel the strength of 100 stories beneath your feet, each tile a silent witness to a home it once adorned. The scent of rain-washed stone and the vibrant dance of light across the glazed surfaces connect us to the timeless urge to create beauty from chaos. This mosaic is a bridge between the discarded and the divine, a philosophical nod to the resilience of the human spirit. It is an invitation to see the golden ratio in the everyday, a reminder that when we align ourselves with the geometry of nature, even the broken can lead us home. Now, as the colors swirl beneath us, we hear the first notes of a song carried on the wind. Whispering bamboo screens. Imagine a barrier that doesn't just block the world, but sings with it. Picture the whispering bamboo screens, a living boundary of golden stalks, cut at varying heights to mimic the rise and fall of a gentle song. Here, the rigid notion of a fence is softened into a wave-like silhouette, a physical representation of a melody carried on the breeze. Crafted from the hollow bones of the earth, these screens stand as a testament to the beauty of transition, allowing light and air to pass through while guarding the quiet intimacy of your sanctuary. There is a rhythmic peace in this design, a reflection of the tides and the wind that shape our own internal landscapes. As the breeze passes through the gaps, it creates a subtle, percussive music, a soft hollow rattling that connects us to the ancient forests of our ancestors. The scent of sun-warmed wood and the sight of the vertical lines against the shifting sky ground us in the present, while the fluid shape of the screen invites our thoughts to wander. This feature is a bridge between the solid and the ethereal, a philosophical nod to the idea that true strength lies in being flexible and open to the elements. It is a reminder that we can protect our peace without closing ourselves off from the beauty of the world. Now, as the bamboo whispers its final notes, our eyes are drawn to a soft glow emerging among the trees. Solar Firefly jars. Imagine a garden that refuses to sleep when the sun departs, instead choosing to host a gala of captured starlight. Picture the solar firefly jars, simple glass vessels, once home to honey or preserves, now reborn as lanterns that float like golden memories among the boughs. By day, they drink the sun's warmth in silence, and by night, they release it as a soft, amber glow that dances with the shadows of the leaves. It is a humble alchemy, transforming the discarded into the divine, proving that the most magical moments often come from the simplest of things. There is a nostalgic peace in this illumination, a reflection of the fireflies we once chased in the summer twilights of our youth. As these jars begin to wake, one by one, they create a sense of depth and mystery, turning your backyard into a cathedral of light. The scent of damp, night-blooming jasmine and the cool touch of the evening air ground us in the present, while the twinkling lights invite our spirits to dream. These lanterns are a bridge between the technology of the future and the rustic charm of the past, a philosophical nod to the idea that we can carry our own light through the darkness. It is a reminder that even when the world feels vast and cold, we have the power to create a warm, welcoming sanctuary. Now, as the fireflies hold their steady glow, we notice a different kind of shadow play emerging on the boundaries of our space. The shadow fence. Imagine a boundary that doesn't just hold the world at bay, but paints with the sun itself. Picture the shadow fence, a rhythmic dance of narrow wooden slats, angled with intention to capture the fleeting movements of the day. Here, a simple fence is transformed into a living canvas, where the passage of time is written in long, dramatic strokes of light and dark across the earth. Crafted from humble, upcycled timber, it proves that true privacy doesn't have to be a wall. It can be a song of geometry that breathes with the breeze. There is a contemplative peace in this interplay, a reflection of the dualities we carry within ourselves, the parts of us we reveal and the parts we keep in the shade. As the sun moves across the sky, the shadows stretch and shift, turning your garden into a quiet theater of form and light. The scent of sun-warmed cedar and the sight of the vertical lines grounding the space connect us to the timeless art of the craft. This fence is a bridge between the solid and the ephemeral, a philosophical nod to the idea that our boundaries can be both strong and translucent. It is a reminder that even the most functional structures can be a source of wonder if we only look at them from a different angle. Now, as the shadows deepen, we follow a new current of water leading us toward a hidden reflection. Rustic water rill. Imagine a mountain stream that has been invited to walk a path of perfect stillness. Picture the rustic water rill, a narrow, humble vein of life, crafted from the most ordinary materials but carrying the soul of the deep woods. Using simple forms disguised by the touch of cement and stone, we create a guided journey for the water, a linear poem that whispers as it travels through the green. It is a marriage of industrial utility and natural grace, proving that even a simple pipe can be reborn as a sacred channel of peace. There is a meditative rhythm in this movement, a reflection of our own desire to find a steady course through the wildness of existence. As you watch the water glide over the hidden pebbles, you feel a sense of clarity wash over your sanctuary. The scent of wet minerals and the soft, repetitive sound of the trickle ground us in the present, while the straight lines of the rill provide a modern contrast to the chaotic beauty of the garden beds. This feature is a bridge between the engineered and the organic, a philosophical nod to the idea that structure can be a source of freedom. It is a reminder that even the smallest flow, when given direction, can transform a space into a place of reflection. Now, as the water finds its rest in a quiet pool, we look toward the heights where the harvest awaits. The Terraced Herb Theatre. Imagine a stage where every actor carries a scent and every performance is a gift to the senses. Picture the Terraced Herb Theatre, a rising gallery of wood and earth, crafted from reclaimed planks to give the humble herbs of your garden a place of honor. Here, the rosemary, the sage, and the mint do not simply grow. They ascend, presented in a tiered harmony that mirrors the grand theaters of old. It is a story of utility transformed into art, proving that even the most practical corner of your sanctuary can be a place of breathtaking order and beauty. There is a deep, fragrant peace in this arrangement, a reflection of the layers of memory and tradition we carry in our own lives. As you brush against the silver leaves of the lavender or the bright green of the basil, you release a symphony of aromas that ground you in the present moment. The texture of the weathered wood and the earthy scent of the soil connect us to the timeless art of nurturing, a silent bond between our hands and the harvest. This theater is a bridge between the wildness of the forest and the precision of the kitchen, a philosophical nod to the idea that nourishment should be as beautiful as it is essential. It is a reminder that when we elevate the simple, we elevate our entire spirit. Now, as the scent of time lingers in the air, our gaze is drawn to a collection of living stars suspended in the breeze. Hanging succulent orbs. Imagine a garden that has learned to float, where the very stars have descended to take root in cushions of emerald moss. Picture the hanging succulent orbs, living spheres of life suspended in the air, crafted from wire and the quiet patience of the earth. Here, the succulents do not merely grow. They drift, forming a celestial choir of texture and color that sways with every passing breath of wind. It is a story of gravity defied, a reminder that beauty can flourish even when it is untethered from the ground, hanging like silent prayers in the sanctuary of your backyard. There is a celestial peace in this suspension, a reflection of the balance we seek in our own spirits, to be grounded in our roots while our dreams take flight. As you watch these orbs rotate slowly in the light, you feel a sense of weightlessness wash over your thoughts. The cool, waxy texture of the leaves and the earthy scent of the damp moss connect us to the resilience of nature, showing us how life can thrive in the most unexpected forms. These orbs are a bridge between the solid earth and the infinite sky, a philosophical nod to the idea that we are all part of a larger, drifting harmony. It is a reminder that when we look up, we find a new perspective on the world below. Now, as the orbs dance in the twilight, we follow the grain of the wood back down to the foundations of the garden. Log-end geometry. Imagine walking upon a forest that has been laid down to rest, where every step follows the rhythm of 1,000 years. Picture the log-end geometry, a terrace of concentric circles and ancient rings, crafted from the discarded segments of fallen trees to form a floor that breathes with history. Here, the chaotic energy of the woods is gathered into a tight, geometric puzzle, creating a foundation that feels both sturdy and soft. It is a story of the forest repurposed, a reminder that even when a tree's journey upward has ended, its presence can still ground us in the most beautiful of ways. There is a profound, grounded peace in this arrangement, a reflection of the deep layers of time we all carry within ourselves. As you step upon these wood cookies, you feel a connection to the patient growth of the seasons, each ring a silent witness to a year of sun and rain. The scent of seasoned cedar and the earthy aroma of the soil beneath connect us to the timeless art of living simply, proving that elegance doesn't require manufactured perfection, only the courage to see the beauty in the raw. This patio is a bridge between the living canopy and the deep earth, a philosophical nod to the idea that our foundations should be as organic as our dreams. It is a reminder that when we align our paths with nature's patterns, we find a steady pace for the soul. Now, as our feet rest on these ancient circles, our eyes begin to wander toward the ceiling of the garden. "17. The inverted garden room." Imagine a world where the sky has decided to grow leaves, and the heavens descend to offer you a cool, emerald embrace. Picture the inverted garden room, a sanctuary where the ceiling is a living tapestry of vines and ferns, crafted from simple wooden beams and the patient trailing of nature's most graceful climbers. Here, we don't just walk among the plants. We dwell beneath them, sheltered by a canopy that breathes and whispers with every passing breeze. It is a story of intimacy found in the vertical, a reminder that a room doesn't need walls of stone to feel like home, only a crown of green. There is a sheltered, nurturing peace in this suspension, a reflection of our innate desire for a secret hiding place away from the noise of the world. As you sit beneath this floating forest, you feel the temperature drop and the silence deepen, as if the leaves themselves are absorbing your worries. The scent of damp earth and the soft rustle of the ivy connect us to the timeless comfort of the forest floor, even as we look upward into a sky of jade. This feature is a bridge between the architectural and the wild, a philosophical nod to the idea that we are most at peace when nature is our shelter. It is a reminder that beauty can be found in the shadows we create for ourselves. Now, as the vines sway gently above, we hear the distant call of a sanctuary built for wings and wood. "18. Driftwood Bird Sanctuary." Imagine a sculpture that doesn't just stand in the garden, but sings with the voices of 1,000 wings. Picture the Driftwood Bird Sanctuary, a vertical cathedral of weathered wood, crafted from the gnarled, salt-kissed branches of the sea to offer a harbor for the travelers of the sky. Here, the silver-gray wood, sculpted by currents and time, rises as a monument to hospitality, where every knot and hollow becomes a resting place for the weary. It is a story of the ocean meeting the air, a reminder that we are at our best when we create space for lives other than our own. There is a vibrant, bustling peace in this sanctuary, a reflection of the interconnectedness we feel when we invite nature to dwell beside us. As you watch a small sparrow find its footing on a sun-bleached limb, you feel the rhythm of the garden quicken, the silence broken by the soft chatter of life. The scent of dry wood and the sight of delicate feathers against the rugged bark connect us to the ancient role of the protector, grounding us in the joy of shared existence. This tower is a bridge between the wild and the domestic, a philosophical nod to the idea that true luxury is found in the presence of the living. It is a reminder that when we build for others, we enrich ourselves in ways we never expected. Now, as the birds take flight into the morning light, our gaze falls upon a path that shines with a singular, silver purity. "19. The Monochrome Garden Bed. Imagine a world where color has been distilled into its purest, most silent essence. Picture the monochrome garden bed, a sanctuary of white and silver, where the chaotic rainbow of the wild is gentled into a singular, moonlit dream. Here, the silver-gray leaves of the earth meet the porcelain light of white blossoms, creating a space that feels as though it was painted by the mist of an early morning. It is a story of restraint and elegance, a reminder that sometimes the most powerful statement is the one made in a whisper. There is a profound, meditative peace in this unity, a reflection of the clarity we seek when the noise of the world becomes too loud. As you gaze upon these pale, shimmering textures, you feel the boundaries of the garden expand, the light seeming to linger longer on the white petals than anywhere else. The scent of sweet alyssum and the soft, felt-like touch of silver foliage connect us to a sense of timeless purity, grounding us in a beauty that doesn't need to shout to be seen. This bed is a bridge between the vibrant life of the sun and the quiet mystery of the moon, a philosophical nod to the idea that there is depth in simplicity. It is a reminder that when we clear away the distractions, we find a steady, glowing peace at the center. Now, as the silver leaves catch the light, our eyes find a different kind of strength in the structures that hold it all together. "20. Upcycled metal trellis. Imagine a guardian that has traded its heavy armor for a mantle of living emerald. Picture the upcycled metal trellis, a structure once forged in the fires of industry, perhaps an old bed frame or a forgotten iron gate, now reborn as a skeleton for the garden's most ambitious climbers. Here, the cold, unyielding lines of the metal are gentled by the soft embrace of the vine, creating a story of strength meeting grace. It is a reminder that even the most industrial of objects can find a second life when it offers a shoulder for nature to lean upon. There is a quiet, structural peace in this union, a reflection of the invisible scaffolds we build in our own lives to help our dreams reach higher. As you watch the clematis or the morning glory weave through the black iron scrolls, you feel a sense of stability, a knowledge that beauty is often supported by something firm and unseen. The scent of rain-washed metal and the sight of the sharp shadows cast upon the earth connect us to the timeless art of the craft, grounding us in a beauty that is both elegant and durable. This trellis is a bridge between the manufactured past and the organic future, a philosophical nod to the idea that we are at our best when we provide a path for others to grow. Now, as the vines claim their territory, our eyes are drawn to a vessel that holds the very reflection of the sky. "21. The reflective rain barrel. Imagine a humble vessel that has been touched by the moon, turning a necessary chore into a mirror for the soul. Picture the reflective rain barrel, a simple, upcycled drum, once utilitarian and forgotten, now draped in a metallic shimmer that captures the very breath of the garden. Here, the heavy rains of the sky are gathered into a silver sanctuary, stored not just for survival, but as a point of light in the shadows of the green. It is a story of alchemy, where a plastic or metal heart is polished by our intention, proving that even the most practical tools can hold a reflection of the divine. There is a quiet, rhythmic peace in this conservation, a reflection of our own desire to store the abundance of the good days for the dry seasons of our lives. As you watch the clouds move across the surface of the silver paint, you feel the garden expand, the metallic skin blurring the lines between the industrial and the organic. The scent of rain-washed dust and the cool touch of the metal connect us to the timeless art of stewardship, grounding us in the duty of care we owe to the earth. This barrel is a bridge between the clouds above and the roots below, a philosophical nod to the idea that true luxury is found in the wisdom of waste not. It is a reminder that when we honor the water, we honor the life it sustains. Now, as the silver light lingers on the water's edge, our path begins to float above the earth. "22. Floating plank pathway. Imagine a journey where your feet never truly touch the heavy earth, but instead glide upon a bridge of sun-warmed wood. Picture the floating plank pathway, a sequence of weathered boards, rescued from the passage of time and laid with intention over a sea of white stones. Here, the walk through your garden becomes an act of elevation, a physical representation of the lightness we seek in our own hearts. It is a story of contrast, where the dark, honest grain of the wood finds its voice against the bright, silent purity of the gravel, proving that even a simple path can become a spiritual crossing. There is a rhythmic, meditative peace in this structure, a reflection of the pauses and steps we take in our daily lives. As you move from one plank to the next, you feel the garden expand around you, the floating effect creating a sense of space and modern elegance in the smallest of yards. The scent of seasoned timber and the soft crunch of the stones beneath connect us to the timeless art of the craft, grounding us in the present while our spirits feel unburdened. This pathway is a bridge between the wild soil and our human sanctuary, a philosophical nod to the idea that we can move through the world with grace and minimal impact. It is a reminder that when we elevate our perspective, the simplest walk becomes a discovery. Now, as the path curves toward the hidden corners, we find a spiral of life emerging from the ground. '23. The butterfly spirals. Imagine a staircase built for the smallest of travelers, a winding path that follows the very fingerprints of the universe. Picture the butterfly spirals, a raised sanctuary of stone and nectar, crafted from the forgotten rubble of old walls to mirror the ancient, sacred geometry of the Nautilus. Here, the garden doesn't just grow, it ascends, curling inward toward a central peak where the colors of the blossoms are at their most vibrant. It is a story of invitation, a reminder that when we build in harmony with nature's own patterns, the wild ones, the bees and the butterflies, will find their way home to us. There is a profound, spinning piece in this arrangement, a reflection of the cycles of life that govern our own journeys. As you trace the curve of the stones with your eyes, you feel the energy of the garden gather and rise, creating a microclimate of warmth and scent. The earthy aroma of sun-baked brick and the delicate fragrance of the wildflowers connect us to the timeless art of the pollinator, grounding us in the essential work of renewal. This spiral is a bridge between the mathematical precision of the stars and the soft, beating heart of the earth, a philosophical nod to the idea that everything is connected in a great, turning dance. It is a reminder that beauty is often a path that leads us back to our center. Now, as the butterflies depart on the wind, we hear the gentle music of the woods calling to us. '24. Eco-friendly soundscape. Imagine a garden that has found its voice, where the invisible breath of the world is translated into a soft, metallic lullaby. Picture the eco-friendly soundscape, a collection of hollowed copper and silver, rescued from the silence of the junk drawer and hung beneath the boughs to catch the passing breeze. Here, the discarded objects of our past are tuned to the frequency of nature, turning every gust of wind into a deliberate note of peace. It is a story of harmony, where the industrial echoes of the city are gentled into a rhythmic prayer that anchors you to the present moment. There is a deep, auditory peace in this arrangement, a reflection of the hidden music we all carry within ourselves, waiting for the right moment to be released. As you listen to the soft clink of metal on wood, you feel the boundaries of your sanctuary soften, the sound creating an invisible dome of tranquility around your thoughts. The scent of sun-warmed metal and the sight of the polished surfaces dancing in the light connect us to the timeless art of the chime, grounding us in the beauty of the ephemeral. This soundscape is a bridge between the physical and the ethereal, a philosophical nod to the idea that even the smallest breath of change can create something beautiful. It is a reminder that when we listen closely, the world is always singing to us. Now, As the final note fades into the trees, we arrive at the threshold of a timeless wisdom. "25. The timeless threshold." Imagine a door that doesn't lead to a room, but to a state of being. Picture the timeless threshold, a heavy, weathered frame of ancient wood, standing alone in the green, draped in the flowing tresses of wisteria and ivy. Here, the boundary between the world you know and the sanctuary you've built is marked by a single, intentional step. It is a story of transition, a reminder that every garden and every life needs a moment where we decide to leave the noise behind and enter into the stillness of the present. There is a sacred, lingering peace in this portal, a reflection of the thresholds we cross in our own hearts as we grow and change. As you pass beneath the arch of the wood, you feel the weight of the day lift from your shoulders, replaced by the cool, damp scent of the earth and the sweet perfume of the climbing roses. The texture of the rough-hewn timber and the sight of the iron hinges connect us to the timeless art of the gateway, grounding us in the knowledge that we are the architects of our own peace. This threshold is a bridge between the chaotic and the composed, a philosophical nod to the idea that we can always choose to start anew. It is a reminder that beauty is not just a destination, but a doorway we walk through every single day. Now, as the gate closes softly behind us, we find ourselves exactly where we were meant to be. As the sun sets on these ideas, remember that a garden is never truly finished. It is a living, breathing story of your patience and creativity. Which of these 25 designs spoke to your soul today? Take one idea, find one piece of nature or a forgotten object, and start your transformation tomorrow. Thank you for spending your time in our garden. I'll see you in next week's sanctuary. Happy gardening.